interviewer of the political newspaper asked me about capitalism, and then the man from the radio asked me what my favourite Rolling Stone records are, and then the one before that asked me, who I was sleeping with.
Do you get asked a lot of personal questions?
Yeah, a lot of political ones, which I just don't have any interest in politics, I don't follow it, so I'm wildly out of date,
But why do people talk to you about politics?
Because they think, in their sort of interview mentality, that I have some sort of view which other young people think the same, which may or may not be true. I mean, I'm the same, because I'm the same as them, rather than them following me, I follow them, or I reflect them or something, or I'm just the same as them,
But they ask you to speak for your generation.
Yeah, all that, which is just rubbish, because I just don't,
Do people have preconceptions about you?
I can't tell. I'm sure they have. Fantasies they have. Not saying interviewers necessarily. Ordinary people, just people in the street, have certain fantasies. I think they have fantasies about everyone connected with rock and roll or films, I think that's what films and, show business, or whatever you want to call it, is about, as far as they're concerned, and the media have always never tried to destroy that, They always think, just think of so-and-so's, what they've done, what Errol Flynn's sex life was, or what, it's big fantasies for them, they can project themselves into that, A guy come up to me in the pub and say, will you please leave this pub? I'll say, why? I want something to eat. And he says, I don't like your way of life. Well, he doesn't know me. He's only got my way of life from the news of the world, or wherever he's got it from, or maybe he's just imagined the whole thing. I don't know how he knows what my way of life is. Only in as far as the media, so it's a fantasy.
But you must be very unobservant if you don't notice the way other people behave towards you.
I'm very unobservant. I'm really, how do you say, thick-skinned. Either I've grown to be, or I am naturally very insensitive to other people's feelings, especially people that I don't know. Except in an audience, and I take notice of them because I've come to see them, so I take notice of them. Roll's got into such a weird thing now because so many people analysing it, and especially in America, there's the most. It's a lot made of nothing as far as I'm concerned. People writing in newspapers filling up space, but they're reviewing one song, taking 6 columns, the sociological meaning, the religious meaning, the political meaning, and then what I personally think, and they wrap it all up, it's just ludicrous for me. It seems to be too much appreciation from the older generation as far as I can make out. You can't get rid of them at concerts, asking these questions about, what made you write this, and did you read Baudelaire's Land of Cocaine? I can detect the influence of Rabelais there. It's just rubbish,
I noticed you've got Baudelaire on your shelves and The History of the Devil and the Idea of Evil, so obviously you're not disinterested in the idea of evil.
No, I'm interested. I'm interested in the idea, all those kind of ideas. It's the usual thing, I think, at this time, one's life, to be interested in that. After you read certain poetry, then you get interested in it factually, everyone reads all those things when they're young. Everyone that goes to college. I'm just a college dropout.
But a lot of people feel uncomfortable at the words of your song and the tones of your songs, don't they?
Do they? I don't think so.
The kind of thing I mean was borne out when I saw Performance, which it seems to me is about using people as objects, and is a very depraved film.
Decadent, maybe. a little decadent. Yeah, it's decadent, you know, that film. I mean, I think all the people in it, more or less, apart from James Fox, are decadent people. I mean, they were specifically put together for that, you know, and everyone went more decadent than they really are, you know, for the purpose of acting.
We haven't got a blower up here.
What in God's name has he done to his hair?
He's blown it. Yeah, well, that's it, dear. I've got to ring up my agent again. Oh, I fancied the red. No, it was the red was died. Dead. Died. Red.
Died it? Dead.
Red. Van Gogh, eh? No, this is the normal. The normal? Yeah. I was just having a laugh. Having a laugh, you see, with my act, with my image. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Thought you would. He reckons, my agent, that time for a change. It's time for a change. Honestly, boy.
Yeah, so can I.
Personally, casting one's mind back, I rather liked it.
No, you fool, your act. Your image. We just remembered, see? We seen it. We caught it in Hamburg, your act.
Oh, yes, it was fascinating.
Oh, mushrooms, eh? I like them fried.
Hungry, hey?
Even though as one artist to another is a bit old-fashioned.
Yeah, well, I am a bit old-fashioned.
I think the actors have a certain amount of decadence, which is why they were chosen to play the parts. I didn't put James Fox in that because I think he was chosen because he wasn't so decadent. Nevertheless, the people in real life aren't like they are on the screen. But I mean, the whole thing in a good film, I think, which I like Performance, I think it's a good film, in retrospect, is... What was I lost totally? That they are, you know, they're believable. People will believe that Anita Pallenberg and myself are really like that in real life. But in actual fact, we're not.
If there are a lot of people who are convinced that in some way you and your music are an evil influence, that must be a challenge that you would take seriously and want to reply to.
I don't take it seriously anymore. I think we've won, you know. I mean, I don't think people do. I mean, I don't know if you are saying you think so. I'm saying, yeah, that at the beginning, you know, when we started out, they did. People would say that. I think now, I think they've accepted us. I mean, especially in England. I mean, if you stay around in England for longer than 5 years, you know, you become like an institution, you know. Like, you know.